What is up, everybody? I am Pony Lawson and this is Tattoo Critiques. This week we're going to talk about all the bad decisions you guys have made. And by that I mean cover-up tattoos. Also, make sure you guys stick around to the very end of the video where I'm going to give you what I think is a pretty big tip in helping you out with your cover-up game. Alright, let's see what kind of mistakes you guys made. Alright, the first tattoo is sent in from Perez. Let's check out the original tattoo first. So here we have what looks to be like some sort of man holding onto some sort of birds, carrying him off into space. And right off the bat, just looking at this, seeing how scarred it is, I know this would be a difficult cover-up to achieve. Chances are if you were to run your fingers across this tattoo, you'd feel every single line. So it seems like the original artist really didn't know how to control a machine, or maybe didn't have a proper mentorship because they really dug the hell out of this person. Alright, now let's see what they covered it up with. Not bad. Of course, you can still see these scarred lines through the elephant's face, just as we expected. It seems like he did a pretty good job covering up the birds themselves and the little person at the bottom. We can't really see any of that anymore. The only thing we really truly see are these scarred lines coming through. Let's get into the actual design of the new tattoo. I think this is a pretty bold and risky choice as far as a cover-up goes, putting that elephant's face right in the middle of this cover-up. Something like this I normally would have covered up with some background or something like that. I would have maybe moved the elephant's face toward the bottom of the tattoo and used the feathers up top and maybe some other elements to really mask those birds and lines. Because to me right now it seems like the cleanest part of this tattoo is the elephant's ears. And I honestly think that's only because you don't have to deal with the cover-up running through those ears like you are the face. So had you moved that elephant's face over just a little bit, maybe use the ear to cover it up, something else, I think you would have had a lot easier time covering that up. And the face would have been a better focal point had you have done it that way. What I'm saying is you had a few other options to use other things to cover up the lines and the birds, but you chose the middle of the face, which is a really risky move. The elephant's headdress is pretty detailed and I think that area really should have shined. It's unfortunate that you had those lines coming right up through the middle of that with those nasty blacks. Now if we work our way to the bottom of the tattoo, let's talk about technical application. It seems that trunk got away from you a little bit as well. You know, maybe you had to use some darker blacks, some heavier outlines. I think that would have really stayed crisp and would have been a lot more easy to read. The elephant's tusk almost seems to disappear as there's no shading in there whatsoever, so it kind of just gets lost with the rows. Had you just given it a little bit of shade, it would have given it that cylindrical shape and it would have not appeared so flat. I could be wrong here, but to me it seems like you did the outline on this cover up first and then you went and did some color later. There are some lines throughout this tattoo that seem a little shiny still, and if this was done in more than one session, I would almost bet that these lines are a little bit scarred. Granted, the client's skin could be very sensitive and prone to scarring, but that's something that you should be watching for as an artist, especially since her older tattoo was scarred that bad. And again, I could be wrong, but it either looks like these lines are scarred or you kind of covered up those lines with your shading. So if you bring your eyes to the bottom right of this tattoo into the center of that flower, those lines seem a little bit shiny, so that could either be scarring or you could have covered those lines with your new fresh colors. Either way, it doesn't seem as clean as it could be. Overall, I think you honestly kind of challenged yourself a bit much with this design for this cover-up in particular. You have this very nice, fancy, ornate, beautiful headdress and you slapped it right in the middle of these big, bold, black scarred lines. Not the best choice. It just gets super messy and makes your eyes kind of go everywhere. I think if you were to have added some more abstract elements to this tattoo, instead of putting that main focal element right in the middle of the cover-up, you would have been a lot better off. Or honestly, it might just need one more pass to really help separate everything. But thank you so much, Dean, for sending that in and letting me talk about it. Alright, this next cover-up is sent in from Doug B. Let's check out the original. Alright, not the worst tattoo I've seen. Definitely a funny one. It looks like a smoking dragon of some sort. Obviously this tattoo is very old, the line work is terrible. I'm sure this was a fairly easy one to cover up. Alright, let's see how the artist did. Alright, as far as the cover-up goes, A+. I do not see the other tattoo whatsoever. But as far as a new tattoo goes, not my favorite. You mentioned that this was a memorial tattoo for your mother who passed away, so I don't really want to be mean about it. But as far as the technical application goes and the design of this tattoo goes, again, not really my favorite. And since it's a memorial tattoo, I'm not sure if this is a set of angel wings or if this is a crow or bird riding on the back of a wolf. I honestly cannot tell. I'm assuming her favorite color might have been purple and her favorite flowers were the sunflower. which is fantastic. But the design itself is very hard to read, and the technical application is just messy. There's a lot of weird black shading in the background as well that just kind of flattens everything, as there's a lot of dark shading in the tattoo as a whole already, and that shading is also kind of patchy. If we look up above the wolf or husky's eyes, it's just not the cleanest shades. This could just be the angle in which you're holding your arm, but it does seem like one wing is way bigger than the other. I do think this tattoo has hope. I would just find a new artist with a bit higher skill set and a solid portfolio, because after all, this is a memorial tattoo for your mother, so you want to do it as much justice as possible. As far as the cover-up goes, I think they did an exceptional job. But as far as the design itself goes, it could use some work. But thank you so much, Doug, for sending that in and letting me talk about it. All right, the next cover-up is sent in from Andrew Dunbar. And Andrew, you sent in this tattoo of a 15-year-old dragon. A lot of dragons getting covered up. I have seen many dragons like this in my day of tattooing, and they all generally look like this. So the first thing you did was make a good decision to get it covered up. All right, so let's check out what your artist did. Okay, really not a bad job here at all. Now, as far as the cover-up goes, I think the artist did an exceptional job, as I cannot see anything showing through this tattoo. And the saturation and technical application as well is very good. On the other hand, the composition and flow this tattoo has is lacking quite a bit. And what I mean by that is, the way the snake is wrapped around the hyena's face just doesn't move your eyes around the tattoo in a pleasant way. Rather, it feels very clumped in there and almost claustrophobic. So I do want to talk about the color palette and the saturation, but first I want to bring up them teeth. I know hyenas probably don't have the straightest teeth, as they don't get to the dentist a lot, but these teeth are just all over the place. It really seems like the hyena's mouth is just twisted. The upper jaw would come down in a different place as the lower jaw. I also think the artist could have used some texture in that snake's back as well, because right now it just seems very smooth and flat. There's no sort of shading or no sort of line work to give it any sort of form. And it seems like the snake's tongue is kind of just hanging outside of his mouth rather than going in his mouth. I know these are a lot of little things that I'm nitpicking about, but all those little things do add up. There's a couple blowouts here and there as well, mainly on that tongue. You can see it shining nice and bright. I think it's just the mouth overall that's just throwing me off. If I were to cover that up with my hand, I would like this tattoo a whole lot more. But back to the color scheme, I think the color scheme's great. I do think the artist could have used some darker colors in there. When it comes to the snake and the blue, some darker blues would have paired well with the brighter blues. And when it comes to the leaves, some darker browns and darker oranges would have paired well with some brighter oranges and some nice yellow ochres. I do think my favorite part about this tattoo is the design in the hyena's head. The saturation and the way the artist pulled that off is really exceptional. But I think that alone is almost carrying this entire tattoo. That being said, I do think it would be worth it to go back and see this artist and just have them add some texture to that snake, just to set it off from everything else. So excellent work on the cover-up, and you've got a halfway decent tattoo. Thank you so much for sending that in. All right, the next cover-up is sent in from Jelo. And Jay, you sent in this nasty tribal, which I'm sure a lot of folks are dealing with out there. This looks like a kid just picked up a Sharpie marker and kind of went crazy. If this walked into my shop, I'd tell you to get out. But yeah, this is going to be a mighty big cover-up, and I'm very curious to see what you did with it. Okay, so right off the bat, if I were to see this tattoo in person, there's no way I would be able to tell that this was a cover-up. So excellent job on that. I absolutely love these colors that you have in this tattoo. The glowing blues are great. And this tattoo has a very nice flow. I love the negative space pieces that are coming through, you know, on the arm and on the chest as well. It's nice to see those, and it's nice to have them to break up everything that's going on. Otherwise, this would be a lot of tattoo. The artist did an excellent job working with the existing tattoo and the flow of your body to really make this tattoo work. Not only are the colors and saturation and technical application excellent, but this, as far as a cover-up goes, is one of the better cover-ups I've seen. Just that tribal being on such a massive scale, I expected to see something showing through. But again, excellent job, because I really couldn't tell that this was a cover-up. I love the textures running through the skull as well, how the artist managed to kind of pull some things forward and push some things back, really playing with your eye. And just that little bit of white right there in the middle of the eye really makes it. All right, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this tattoo giving you props. I think this thing is excellent, and thanks again, Jay, for sending that in. All right, the next cover-up is sent in from Hayden. And Hayden, you sent in this little tribal tattoo that seems to be like maybe a deer of some sort. So I think it's safe to say, if we've learned anything today, it's that tribal's out, kids. Stop doing that to your bodies. Okay, back to the tattoo. All right, this is a fun little tribal tattoo. Obviously, the person that did this original tattoo had no idea what they were doing, and let's check out what you did with it. All right, so it looks like this could be another future cover-up. I mean that in the nicest way. As far as the cover-up goes, sure, we'll give that one to you. But right now, I just don't think that that tattoo is much better than what he had before. At least what he had before was rescuable. Now he's got this big gray blob in the middle of his arm. Time for that blackout sleeve. All right, so initially looking at this tattoo, it seems like this thing is rather stretched out, or it's very thin and elongated. Not sure what's going on at the top. It seems like you kind of wanted to do some negative space leaves, but then you filled in those negative space leaves with a half blue tone. Not sure what your choice was there, because if we look on the sides as well, you've got these weird looking leaf shapes coming through. But again, you decided to fill those leaf shapes with color, so you didn't really have an end point in mind when you put that in there. They would have been better off skin tone. Not that much better off, but they would have been better off. When we come down to the tiger's chin and the whiskers, this just gets really messy. The whiskers look a little bit more clean than the tiger's chin, but the tiger's chin just seems very squared off and blocky. The whiskers themselves could have been a lot thinner. You know, use your shades and butt up really close to those whiskers, because right now these whiskers just look so thick and raggedy. You know, if you look at any reference of a tiger, 99% of the time they're going to be a nice, very clean, streamlined line all the way down. They're not going to have any shakes through them. So when you have shakes like you do here throughout this white, it seems like this white is very shaky. It doesn't look realistic. And we go down to the tiger's paw as well. The tiger's paw doesn't look very realistic. It looks very sharp and again, blocky. This would have been a very easy cover-up. The tattoo that was there wasn't very bold. It wasn't very black. You could have covered this thing with something a lot smaller. But instead you just went the opposite route and really covered his arm up with this giant gray blob. And again, I'm sorry to badge you about that, but this just isn't much better than what he had before. If I were to judge your tattoos based off this one tattoo alone, I would say you're biting off more than you could chew. You need to focus on a lot smaller tattoos, because right now it just seems like you're rushing to get this one finished. You should be focusing on palm-sized tattoos, something that you can really nail from beginning to end and feel good about, because right now I wouldn't feel great about this, and the orange eyes aren't saving it. And yeah, I'm just not gonna waste too much time talking about this because it needs a lot of help. Again, you nailed the cover up, but I mean, you could have nailed the cover up with a big black circle too, so I would guess that you're fairly early on in your career, and if not, I think you need to step it back a notch and really focus on your fundamentals, because there is a lot wrong here. But thank you, Hayden, for sending this in and letting me talk about it. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for the critiques this week, but before we go, I wanted to give you guys a tip on something that might help you out with your cover-up journey, whether you're an artist or collector. Get a lasered. I'm just kidding. As a great alternative to laser removal, you could actually use a skin tone color that's close to your client's. I find it easier to execute a cover-up when I have the client come in for their first session and all we do is a cover-up that's close to their skin tone. So what you're trying to do is just essentially get rid of those darker shades. It's not going to completely fade it out, but I find it to be a lot easier to work on a cover-up when we don't have all that nasty black in the way. That being said, I would definitely give your skin some time to recover before going back in on the tattoo to finish it. You know, I usually do about 5 or 6 weeks. But this is a much quicker alternative rather than getting a bunch of laser sessions. This isn't a technique that I made or invented. This is a technique that's been passed around for many of years. As a matter of fact, our featured artist of the week uses this technique as well. And he is a master at it, an ink master. So this week I wanted to share with you guys one of my favorite cover-up artists of all time. And I actually happen to work with him. And that artist is Gary Parisi. Gary Parisi's been tattooing well over the 20-year mark, and he is a master in his craft. He'll tell you he can cover up anything with anything, and I've actually seen him cover up full color sleeves with full color sleeves. I don't know how he does it, nor would I want that to be my job, but he does an exceptional job with it. Not only does he do exceptional cover-up tattoos, but he does insane realism tattoos that will just blow your mind. So make sure you stop over to his page, give him a follow, and let him know I sent you. Oh, sorry, we forgot to talk about my favorite tattoo of the week. All this talk on cover-ups and tips, it kind of just slipped my mind. So, to circle back on that, I do think my favorite tattoo of the week was sent in from Jelo. Jay, this tattoo is badass. Cover-up or not, this tattoo really shines. But I do thoroughly enjoy the way that the tattoo artist used the flow of the existing tattoo to make this happen. That's what a smart cover-up artist does. So once again, I want to thank you so much, Jay, for sending that in, and congratulations. All right, now we can get out of here. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on this video, and share it with all your friends. And I will see y'all next week.